Good morning, Greater Latrobe. From the WCAT-TV studio, I'm your host, Ben Hamady. All library materials are due back to the library today. You must return your books and other materials by that date unless you have spoken to Mrs. Mamerle about a special exception. Keystone Foam in Derry is hiring for part-time and full-time positions. Duties include packaging foam for shipment. No experience is required. Interested students can stop by Mrs. Yetter's office to pick up an application. Students interested in a pilot or military career path are invited to attend a meet and greet with the F-22 Raptor pilot sponsored by the U.S. Air Force at Arnold Palmer Regional Airport on Thursday, May 27th from 12 to 1 p.m. Spots are limited, so please reach out to Mrs. Yetter to sign up and fill out a permission slip. We go to Jaden and Lisi for the 3-day forecast.
Good morning, Wildcats. It's time for your local weather report. Today, it's about partly cloudy skies with a high of 76 and a low of 55. Tomorrow, it's about thunderstorms with a high of 72 and a low of 55. Saturday, we're going to get rain with a high of 72 and a low of 52. That's all for your local weather report. Thanks, and back to you.
Wondering what's on the menu for today? Here is Alex Littering with What's Cooking.
What's cooking, Latrobe? For today's entree, would be the classic toasted cheese sandwich, creamy tomato soup, and cheddar cheese at crackers. There will also be homemade pizza with the choice of Bosco cheese sticks. And finally, for the grab-and-go bar, there will be fresh salads, deli hoagies, and chicken Florentine. That's what's cooking. Thanks, and back to you.
With prom occurring tomorrow, we want to remind everyone to make safe and smart decisions. Reporter Alexis Coletti shares some important information to remember.
It's that time of year again, and prom is on the horizon. This night is so much fun, but there are lots of possibilities for danger on the road. There are many precautions you can take in order to keep yourself and others safe while driving on prom night. First, make sure you and everyone else in the car are wearing your seatbelt. It might mean a few wrinkles in your tux, but it's worth it to keep yourself safe. Don't use your cell phone while driving. Start up your playlist before you pull out and silence your ringer so you aren't distracted by any text while behind the wheel. Remember, you'll most likely be driving in unfamiliar clothing and in uncomfortable shoes. This could inhibit your reaction time with the brake pedal, so be aware of this and your surroundings. Make sure to follow all speed limits. More than half of all teenage drivers in car accidents were speeding at the time of the incident. Breaking the speed limit is illegal and dangerous. They exist for your safety. And finally, never get behind the wheel if impaired and never get into a car with an impaired driver. In all 50 states, it is illegal to drive while intoxicated, and for a good reason. It is extremely dangerous and not worth any risk. You may have heard some of these tips before, but it's helpful to hear them again. Make sure to remember them and have a safe and fun prom night.
We will be back after the sports report.
Today in national sports news, the NBA has no games and is preparing for the start of the playoffs on Saturday. In NHL news, the Bruins take on the Capitals at 7:30, the Predators face off against the Hurricanes at 8, and the Blues square off against the Avalanche at 8:30. That's all for national sports. Thanks, and back to you.
We go now to Abby Williams with the Wildcat World News.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today for headline news, Israel is launching more strikes on Gaza as the fears of a ground invasion grows. Secondly, Target announces that they will temporarily stop selling sports trading cards in stores due to safety concerns. And lastly, the top Japanese CEO says hosting the Olympics amounts to a suicide mission due to the handling of the pandemic. Back to you in the studio.
Now, here is Sophia Surge with entertainment news.
Thanks, Ben. Today in entertainment news, 3 huge spin-offs have been announced. First, Netflix announced they were expanding the Bridgerton universe with a spin-off series. The new limited series will follow a young Queen Charlotte and unpack her origin story. Also getting a spin-off is the popular movie Bring It On. Sci-Fi announced it will release a spooky take on the iconic 2000 film with a Halloween-themed sequel coming in 2022. And finally, there's a Criminal Minds reboot in the works. Although the show just ended a year ago, Paramount Plus is preparing to bring back the long-running crime drama series. No other information about the show has been released yet. That's all for entertainment news. Back to you in the studio.
We will be back after these messages.
The U.S. Air Force recruiter will be visiting the high school today during lunches A, B, and C, outside in the library courtyard. Students are encouraged to stop by and visit. Mr. Mears has free Jennerstown Speedway tickets for the June 19th race in the athletic office. If you would like some free tickets, just stop in.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the WCAT-TV News. Have a great day, Latrobe.